Yeah, the camera isn't rolling, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh. Hello again, my name is Pinball Wiz 192, aka Simon Thompson, here in this special comic book rant episode with a very special guest. My friend, and who is also in charge of the channel, Dexteritybox.
Dexteritybox. It's quite a bit of a mouthful, but there we go.
Yeah, Dexteritybox, James Overend.
Yeah, well, cool man. We've been actually meaning to do this video for quite a while. We've had Christmas in the way, and we've had university stuff, but so it's quite old news now. It's not the newest news, is it? But it's,
no, it's just something that we were trying to express out, but now here we are.
We actually get to chat about it, which is good.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about the Marvel movies that were announced.
Yes, we are going to talk about the Phase 3 movies of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, they were announced back in, what was it now? Was it?
Yeah, I think they were announced back in October at the El Capitan Theatre.
Yeah, and
such a good
I just remember being on Twitter and it kind of erupted when I had a look, because I was like, I just saw Marvel trending and I was like, what's all this? Because I know you're massively into Marvel, you're massively into the comics.
They even actually leaked the whole event, like on YouTube. Even like, a clip of Revenge of the Age of Ultron of Tony Stark and Captain America talking to each other, which is leading up to another film which we'll be talking about, and also a massive trailer for the third Avengers movie, which again we'll be talking about at the very end of this video. Yeah,
well, the good thing about us actually doing this video late is because I got this top for Christmas, this Marvel top, and I got these slippers for Christmas, so I was able to dress up.
Well, I got 2 mugs and a keyring, so that's because even.
Anyway, there you go. You know what we got for Christmas. Yeah. So we will start having a chat about these. As I was saying, anyway, when I saw it on Twitter, it just started trending, and as you know, I'm not like massively into the comics. My little sister, she bought me a few comics and they were cool, and I enjoyed like looking at them, the art, because I like that sort of thing, but I was never a comic book kid. I think you either get forgive me if I'm wrong, as people get into it. I'm 19 years old. If people get into it at my age, that's cool, but I feel like I needed to be a bit younger to get into them, because then I'd still be into them now. Yeah. It's like stuff that I'm into now, I've been into since I was a kid.
Yeah, well, so I never in truth, I never read comic books when I was like younger. I was just like when I was like loving Marvel when I started watching Spider-Man the animated series.
Yeah, well, it kind of came to a thing where I kind of jumped on the wagon, and there's a lot of people who don't like that, but I think it was when Iron Man 2 came out, and I was like, God, this is amazing. So the night before I went to see it, I watched the first Iron Man, and I was like, how have I missed this? It's one of those things like you just miss a series and you wonder how you've not got into it. And
I kind of find the superior Iron Man movie is the very first one. I don't mind the other two. I just don't think they fit to what the Iron Man, what Iron Man really is. Yeah. Okay, well, Iron Man 3 kind of does, just like kind of shows.
Well, that's the thing. I really enjoyed Iron Man 3, and there's a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's the worst," and fair enough. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I enjoyed it. It was. I think the moment it was a bit badass when like the amount of suits in it. I found that pretty cool. But
yeah, that was incredible.
It was just. It's a shame because I'd like to see Iron Man 4. I would like to see another, and a lot of people wouldn't.
Shall we just get on talking about?
Should we get on with the actual films?
Or else this is going to be like a vlog for like all the Marvel movies, which would be a very cool idea though. But anyway, let's get started.
Okay. We're starting with.
Yeah, we're going to start for the first movie that's coming up, which is coming in May the 6th, 2016. Is Captain America: Civil War, and it's going to be an adaptation of the acclaimed comic book graphic novel Civil War, and it's going to be directed by the same guys, the Russell brothers, that did Captain America: Winter Soldier. Love that movie, and also the screenwriters as well. Can't remember their names. The cast so far is Robert Downey Jr. is
Can
going
I
to
just
be.
stop you there?
Yeah, sure.
What's right? As much as I find this amazing, because I probably should have read the notes before we started having a conversation about this, but I didn't know Robert Downey Jr. was going to be in Captain America because he hasn't been in one so far, has he? Cause,
Well, no, he hasn't. But
I'm guessing this links from Avengers. Will it?
well, yeah, yes, it actually is, because in Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Spoilers. Are you about to spoil?
Yeah, it's just a spoiler alert. If you don't want to.
Yeah. Okay. Spoiler alert. Carry on.
Yeah, spoilers. In Avengers: Age of Ultron, this isn't really just plot or anything. Plot. It's Tony Stark that created created Ultron himself instead of originally Hank Pym, aka Ant-Man. And since he's done this terrible tragedy, when after once. It's like the end of Avengers: Age of Ultron. He's gonna become part of this superhero registration act. Where the government has to know about more of these heroes. Just like the Immune Registration Act.
Yeah. Well, I thought, because I've seen the Captain America, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think it was Iron Man was the first one. Ignore me. I'm trying to think about. Yeah. Well, I saw it in the cinema, and I've only watched it once, whereas Iron Man, I've watched it.
You mentioned about the very first Captain America movie.
The very first Captain America.
The first Avenger.
Yeah, the first Avenger, obviously. Yeah, but the way I saw it is the second one was obviously there's going to be a storyline with, was it Buck, his friend? His name was
Bucky.
Bucky, that's it. Yeah, and it's gonna go down that way, isn't it? It's gonna, because the way they left it, it's got to.
And that's when Bucky became the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Spoilers again.
Yeah.
The whole video is going to be full of spoilers. So yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So the I need to get my words out. The story of Civil War, I'm assuming it follows straight from that, but obviously we've got an Avengers in the meantime.
Well, yeah, it is another Captain America movie, but it is going to follow up after the events of Avengers: Age of Ultron, for sure.
It's like Iron Man did. Iron Man 3 was after the first.
Yes,
Avengers.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is going to be awesome because this is the one probably out of the list. Well,
Yeah.
There's a couple in this list that look amazing.
Yeah, even like there's not only Tony Stark is going to be in it. Frank Grillo, who played Brock Romley, who is going to be Crossbones in it, and Daniel. There's a newcomer coming. Daniel. Forgive me if I don't pronounce his.
Brühl?
Yeah, Brühl. Yes, he's German. He's going to be Baron Zemo. You have any?
Did you have? Well, I don't. See, this is me being a casual Marvel.
Yeah,
Who is Crossbones?
Crossbones. Well, he's a more of a modern villain for Captain America, and he's famously for the one spoilers who in the comics.
Need to keep saying spoilers.
Okay, right.
There'll be lots of spoilers.
Right. Okay. He's like the one who assassinated Captain America. That I think who assassinated Captain America. I believe. Yeah. Baron Zemo. He's sort of like he was the classic villain. Back in the 1960s or 70s. That was. Fighting against Captain America in the classic Avengers comics when he formed the Masters of Evil. Yeah, as if a villain team.
Well, it's just because I thought there was the oh god, I sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, but in a way I kind of don't. But I've seen the films. There's the winged guy. What's he called? Falcon. Yeah, because he was introduced in the second one.
Oh yeah, and I love the way design.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, in the comics, he's more. He's
human.
He's more human, and his costumes look a bit different, but it looks cool that classic kind of way. He used like these telekinetic powers, some kind of power, telekinesis to talk to birds, which is kind of cool that way. But in this, it's more of a modern feel. And why are we vlogging? I know. I just don't want to delve.
It's just a chat.
Yeah, I know.
We can chat for hours.
Yeah.
There's the Hawkeye. The thing I like about Marvel is there's the element of humanity to it. You can genuinely, even though it's sci-fi, you could believe that somebody that clever could make an Iron Man suit.
And it is also a fantasy because it's like it has that Norse god religion.
Yeah,
myths.
That's
and
the
all
thing.
that.
The thing is, it's kind of strange in a way because Thor, in my opinion, sticks out in the franchise because everything is kind of plausible up until Thor, because then it gets onto like it gets onto sort of myth and legend, but which is cool. Thor is cool. It's probably it was my favourite movie of the second one. It was a lot of people.
It was like your favourite Phase 1 movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
It was a good film. But yeah.
How do you felt about you didn't know that Gwyneth Paltrow? Well, there's like a rumor arousing that Gwyneth Paltrow, who played Pepper Potts in the Iron Man trilogy, is hoping to return in Captain America: Civil War.
Well, that'd be interesting.
Yeah,
that
it would be.
Interesting
Yeah,
because
it would.
I can't remember, at the end of Iron Man 3 she basically got messed up.
Yeah. She got the extremis disease, and she used it against that guy who just comes out and pronounces it as he's the Mandarin, but I don't really see him as the Mandarin. Right. I'm just calling him Killen. Killen. Yeah, I think his name's Killen. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So has she still got that power?
I'm not really so sure. Maybe at the end of the movie, I think they sorted out her disease as well as Iron Man's getting rid of the art reactor. Well, the sharpnel in his heart.
Well, the thing that's interesting about the Iron Man franchise, because we haven't really got a topic for Iron Man, but it always comes back.
So far, it's just a trilogy, and then there's possibly an Iron Man 4 coming up, just like you said.
Well, we'll have another debate on this the other day. But it's like Robert Downey Jr. I follow him on Facebook.
Maybe if Iron Man 4, we probably might add another guest star, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. well, Robert Downey Jr. He's got this. He clearly loves the franchise.
Yeah.
He clearly loves being Iron Man.
And he is Iron Man.
He
is Tony Stark. He defines Tony Stark of what he is.
Well, that's why I'm glad he's still, because even if we don't get another Iron Man, which personally I'd love to see, but that's just because I really like Iron Man.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's in the other ones. I'm glad he's going to make an appearance in Captain America because I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And that's made me happy. So
it's just like one harsh truth. It's like what Black Widow says in the Avengers: Age of Ultron first trailer. Nothing lasts forever.
It's his banter, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
He has this great banter with Captain America because they really don't like each other.
Yeah, exactly. Well, they have some kind of rivalry, and it is, and I really like it. The rivalry between Captain America, who's just sort of like a classic superhero, who just want to fight for freedom and all that, and then there's Tony Stark, who just did something, who done something badly wrong in Avengers: Age of Ultron, and just and he's just decided. To work with the government just to make a safe, secure world, but then Captain America's like, dude, that's wrong. No.
I told you my theories on this a while back. Around the time we first met, actually, and we started talking about Marvel. There was, it's probably not just a theory. It's probably what's going on because Captain America, obviously, Howard Stark did what he did to him, and didn't he? He was.
Yeah, he's a lab.
Yeah, basically.
It's like what Tony Stark said in Avengers. You just did labs experiment. Everything special came out of the bomb.
But exactly that was a great line, and you thought it was like the.
It's kind of harsh that way, don't you think? But that is a good point.
I think the hatred it'll come down from the family because obviously, in a way, Captain America might resent what has actually been done to him because if you think about it, he's out of his time now.
Yeah.
And
you kind of feel sympathy for the guy.
You do, yeah, you do, but. I prefer Iron Man, so.
Well, I prefer Captain America.
There we go. Should we?
Big fight going on.
Should we carry on?
Get there. Yeah, next one. Next one we have Doctor Strange, which is coming out the same year, but in November the 4th, 2016. And the director is going to be Scott Derrickson. That did The Day the Earth Stood Still remake.
I hated that film.
I'd never seen it.
It's. I'm not saying the guy's a bad director. It's just the Day the Earth Stood Still. I wasn't into it.
He also
Oh, he did Sinister and he
did.
So he's got that sort of dark. Which is kind
I haven't
of
really seen Sinister, but some say it's a good horror movie to see.
Yeah,
isn't it? I haven't really.
I don't really like horror films.
I don't mind horror. The only horror I ever watched is Cabin in the Woods, and there's also Aliens, but that has a bit of sci-fi action in it. But yeah.
Yeah, well, there's the what I've just seen is the screenwriter is John Spates, which.
Oh yeah, he did Prometheus. And the upcoming Mummy reboot.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I think that, especially what I've just seen, what's written under this is this is going to be an interesting one because I don't know much about Doctor Strange, but even though I don't, I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's sort of like the Sorcerer Supreme. He's more magic in that kind of way. There's not going to be any any sort of science in it. Well, I don't know. There might be, but he's just more of a mystical person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is like the best part. There's like so many casting rumours, but it's like John Hamm. Even I even mentioned John Hamm at the end of my video, my very first comic book movie rant on Jesse Eisenberg playing as Lex Luthor. My rant about that.
Yeah.
There are like others, like Hugh McGregor. I'm not sure what the others are. But the one that was chosen is Benedict Cumberbatch, the guy who played Smaug and Sherlock.
Well,
yeah.
In a way,
so excited.
As that everybody, because Sherlock's massive.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it is.
Like, I've only seen a bit of it. It's weird. It's because it's one of the ones I watch. Obviously I watch a lot of TV when I get a chance, but Sherlock's one of those that sort of slip through the net. So I never really got the Benedict Cumberbatch sort of hype. But I think it's clever casting from Marvel. Really.
I think it is a good casting
because it's gonna bring a new fan base really because it's like there was sort of the the Doctor Who and Sherlock sort of that area that didn't really cross over into Marvel, and I'm saying Doctor Who because of Moffat.
Well, there was one actor from Doctor Who that got into the Marvel universe.
No, yeah, well, but yeah.
But I'm not gonna let you know. You haven't seen that movie yet, unfortunately.
There's another one coming in.
Oh yeah,
David Tennant's in now, isn't he?
Oh yeah. We'll get to that.
We'll talk about that
another day.
But yeah, with Benedict Cumberbatch, I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to bring that whole new fan base from like Sherlock and just people who like him.
And it's going to be a guy who directed horror movies.
Yeah. But so Doctor Strange? What sort of have we got any like plot details? What's going on?
Well, I don't really know. It's going to like go to the mystical side of things. I haven't really said about any plot deals, but there's like more casting moves of who's going to be playing this mystical being called the One. I think the casting moves are for Ken Watanabe, Bill Nighy, and Morgan Freeman.
Oh, that's good.
Those are like the only three.
I like Bill Nighy as well. He's a good actor.
I think they're like they sort of like like a guy, like a Yoda to going to be like the Yoda to Doctor Strange, sort of like a person to guide him. You know what I mean?
Well, cool. Unless you've got anything more to say on Doctor Strange, we'll move on.
Well, not really. No, that's just about it. Right.
Before we start the next one. Can I just make a confession that I have had Guardians of the Galaxy on DVD for ages since it came out. I missed it at the cinema. And I still haven't watched the DVD, and I feel appalled at that because you've been bugging me for ages to watch it. There's been like.
I hope I don't mean to annoy you or anything.
No, it's cool. But like, it's one of those things where I'm like, I do want to watch it. It's just I've never sat down and watched it.
I've like seen it in the cinema twice.
Yeah, have you?
Yes, I've seen it like with my mum. She enjoyed it, and I've seen it with my friends when I got back to university. Like before the modules started, and they really enjoyed it.
Well, it wasn't the film I really wanted to see. Like I saw it, and I was like, oh, I'll go to the cinema if I get a chance. But from the trailer, I thought, well, this isn't really the side of Marvel that I like. But then I've looked into it more and I've heard about it, and I want to see it.
And you really wish
I wish I'd seen it in the cinema, because I've seen, like, ever since I got into Iron Man, I've seen all the Marvel films in the cinema.
Yeah.
And that's the one I missed, but yeah, this is why it's relevant, because we're going on to talking about Guardians of the Galaxy 2 now, aren't we?
I would just like to say, out of all the Marvel movies, like, Iron Man, Iron Man 2, like the Phase 1 movies, the one I haven't seen is The Incredible Hulk.
Really?
Yes.
I've seen The Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, that was a really good Marvel
movie. What are you doing, Simon?
I don't know. That was like 6 years ago.
Right.
Anyway,
so yeah.
Next one. Right, and now we're going to be the next one.
Obviously, it's Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah, it's Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which is in the year of 2017, and it's going to be released in May the 5th.
Are these permanent dates? Because obviously these films. I'm looking at our list now, and they've got permanent dates. And
yeah, well, these are like these are like USA dates sort of thing.
Yeah,
and they were just UK. Sorry.
The permanent dates are going to be, because I think they'll be. You never know. They might have filming problems, casting problems. They might not.
Yeah,
they might not follow this time.
They could be changed.
Because obviously that's the thing when you release such a schedule.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is directed by James Gunn. Do you know it?
Yeah, he's going to be the director and screenwriter again. It's going to.
Did he do the first one then?
Yeah, he did the first one.
Oh, right.
I think that this film is going to explore more of the universe that the Guardians of the Galaxy are part of. All the alien culture races, Kree, the Xandarians, the Krylorian, and I don't know who they are. I think that they're the ones that work with the Kree, and also the Ravagers.
Krylorian, that sounds like something off of Doctor Who. It reminds me of. It's the Silurians in Doctor Who, isn't it?
What?
Yeah, it is. It rhymes. It rhymes. Sorry. Carry on.
Oh my god! I need to look that up. It will also we'll be getting to know who Quill's father is. And also exploring Yondu, Drax, and also Nebula. And luckily there will be another member to the team.
Well, cool, because I don't know much about the team.
Well,
I know it's Vin Diesel, isn't it?
Yeah, Vin Diesel, who was Groot, that was in the first movie, and then there was Bradley Cooper as Rocket Raccoon.
There was Karen Gillan, which I'm.
That was Nebula. She's the villain. She's the villain. Yeah, she's the villain.
All right. I really don't know.
You only mentioned the two members. There was Star-Lord. I really love the character.
Yeah.
I want to cosplay as him soon. I really need to, work out a bit. Don't make jokes now.
No, I won't.
I can't believe I said that. So Star-Lord, Groot, Rocket Raccoon.
You know it's good on the internet, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's Drax, I've already mentioned, and also who's she called? Gamora, yes.
Right.
Gamora, yeah.
So Guardians of the Galaxy I need to go and see, obviously.
Yes. And there's a sequel coming up.
Then there's a sequel, so we've got 2 years. So in those 2 years I make a promise that I will see the first Guardians of the Galaxy.
And who knows, there might be a third.
There might.
There might be, yeah.
So the next one, which I am actually really looking forward to talking about, I might as well introduce this one considering I'm
you go ahead.
The next film we'll be talking about is Thor Ragnarok. Is that
Ragnarok? Yes.
Yeah, that's how you say it.
And by the pronouncing of that name Ragnarok, you know shit is gonna happen.
Well, yeah.
You gotta know that you know the term Ragnarok.
I did read something that it means. Yeah, basically shit's gonna go down, doesn't it?
Well, it's basically the end of everything.
The end of everything, yeah. So that's July 28, 2017, so that's very close to Guardians of the Galaxy 2. We've been treated to a lot of films, which is great.
Yeah, it's going to be like the year of 3 Marvel movies. We'll get to the third one in a moment.
Well, so the screenwriters are Craig Carl and Christopher Yost.
Yeah, Christopher Yost.
Yeah. Did they do the first two? Or?
Yeah, I think they did. No.
If we're wrong, put it in the comments.
Yeah, I think they did For the Dark World. I'm not so sure if they did the first one, though.
Well, obviously, Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston, Thor and Loki are back. That's the thing that in the second one, the reason I think it was one of my favourite films, the second one.
Yeah, it's Loki.
Just hilarious.
Yes. The banter between Thor and Loki was superb.
It was amazing, and when I loved it when they got when Chris Evans guest starred and they did the. They did the Captain America. He changed into Captain America, and he was taking the piss about.
No, there was like I watched the video on Facebook. Just like when they were filming it on set. Tom Hiddleston actually dressed up as Captain America.
It's just that's the thing I'm looking forward to, because the one good thing they get really right in the Marvel movies is they do the comedy right without it being too childish and too cheesy in a way.
I think there was some bit of cheesy moment. Well, not a lot, just a little with the side characters.
It's just funny.
Well, yeah, I guess it is.
Well, so The Enchantress will appear, it says here.
Oh, yes.
Tell me about the Enchantress.
Yeah, the Enchantress is sort of like a... she's a fugitive, you know. She's not like a friendly Asgardian you don't want to cross paths with.
Yeah.
And she also was with the Execution in the classic comics, and she was like, they two were part of Baron Zemo's Masters of Evil.
Right.
I'm not so sure the Executioner will appear in this movie, and if it is, I don't know who will play him. But if the Enchantress is appearing, I just need to say this: please pick Charlize Theron for it. She will be superb.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Well, you see, Charlize Theron worked
I've heard the name.
Yeah, she was with Chris Hemsworth in Snow White and the Huntsman, who also starred.
Oh, I've actually seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I saw that on a date. Yeah. I'm trying to remember when I saw. Yeah, I remember when I saw that. That was a decent film, actually. I found myself enjoying that.
Really?
It was a good film. I was surprised because, you know, I was one of those people who thought it would be cool to diss Twilight and cool to diss stupid child.
Since Kristen Stewart was starred in it.
Yeah, because she was in it. I thought, you know, but I enjoyed the film. It was a good film.
Did you not know that Kristen Stewart is trying to be part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I didn't. Go on.
No. Well, they haven't announced it yet, but I'm just hoping it doesn't happen, to be honest.
Well, that's the thing, you know.
I know she did great in other movies, but she didn't do well in the Twilight.
I've got to a stage where there's no point in just slating somebody for doing work. You see it so much where people just say, "Oh, that was shit. You suck." You know.
Yeah.
Sort of and what's the point if you're gonna say that? If you're not going to say anything nice, don't say it. Or if you're not going to be constructive, you know, so enough people giving a shit, saying she acts the same face and stuff, and fair enough. But there's no point in just constantly giving a shit. If she came into the Marvel universe and she was good, you know, it'd shock a lot of people. Think the crazier things have happened.
Yeah.
People come in and they turn things on. I'm trying to think of an example now. I'm struggling, but well, I'll use an example of Doctor Who. People went crazy when David Tennant came in. They were you know, and stuff, and even when Matt Smith came in, it was.
And they were, I just don't know why David Tennant had to be so upset when he says, as the Doctor said, "I'm going to die." You're not dying. You're regenerating.
No. That's the thing. I kind of went off Doctor Who when David Tennant left because I was
because you're
such
so
a
upset.
Fan. I wasn't upset, but I was such a fan of Doctor Who, and I was such
it was kind of upsetting when David Tennant was leaving.
So when that came in and Matt Smith came in, as much as Matt Smith was good, for me it was hard because I think it's because it was the change of writing, and I felt the writing became more for younger kids, and I got older, so I was like, the writing's digress. That's not even a word, but you know, it's got.
Is that how the way you feel about Peter Capaldi?
No, the thing is, I think Peter Capaldi coming in has been amazing.
Really?
I love Peter Capaldi
because it felt like the Doctor's becoming.
But I enjoyed Matt Smith. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed it because I watched it. When I was watching Matt Smith's episodes, I didn't find it wasn't Matt Smith. I think it was just the writing for Matt Smith. It worked for some audiences, not for me. So I ended up watching it in parts, so I wouldn't actually get down on a Saturday night, be sat in front of my TV. I'd watch it on catch up.
Yeah,
let's get back to Marvel.
We have to be.
That's what I was saying, you know.
And
people coming into universes sometimes have positive effects on people, and sometimes they don't work out. So if she does come into the Marvel,
it happens sometimes, and it happens vice versa. 50-50, etc. So let's continue. Let's not get much Doctor Who. We're talking about Marvel, the Cinematic Universe, Phase 3. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Shall I take this one?
Yeah.
Right.
Go for it.
Okay. Next movie is Black Panther, the third one that is coming out in 2017, November the 3rd. Chadwick Boseman is going to be T'Challa, aka Black Panther, and Black Panther will also be appearing. I did not mention Black Panther will appear in Captain America: Civil War. For I don't know what reason, but he will be appearing in that movie.
So this is where I'm showing my ignorance now. Black Panther.
Why, you weren't much big fan of Black Panther?
No, it's not. I'm just showing my ignorance. Who's Black Panther?
Well, okay. Well, he's the son. He's from an African nation called Wakanda, and he was the son of a father. He was son of a ruler there who died from who will be a villain to Black Panther, who is called Ulysses Claw. So he, to avenge his father, he put on, the Black Panther outfit, and that's what he is. He's a hero. He's like an African
worried
hero. Yeah.
For a minute when you said he's called Black Panther and he comes from an African nation. I was like, have Marvel been racist? I was genuinely concerned when you said it, because I was like, is he just like? Because I had no idea. I was like,
you didn't know he was black, did you?
You are. I don't know. I wasn't. There was. I was just thinking. What?
Oh dear.
What is? So he puts on a suit, does he?
Yeah. He was from a nation called Wakanda. A small nation from Africa. I'm not sure if it's North or South Africa. I think it's South Africa. Where he has where in that nation they store valuable metal called vibranium, which is actually the same metal alloy that is to Cap's shield.
Yeah.
And also,
that's why
which
I'm
is going to be
my arm. I've got a shield.
And it's also going to be part of Ultron's metal in his final form in Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
He's going to be hard to kill.
Yeah. At first, I thought it was going to be adamantium that's going to be part of Ultron, which happened in the Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes animated series.
Well, yeah, Black Panther. Being an ignorant person, I'm not thrilled for that. I'm not excited, but I'm pretty sure when it comes out, I'll get really hyped for it, because I'll look at trailers and I'll be like, oh my god, it's Marvel.
Yeah, and it is confirmed that Andy Serkis, the guy who played Gollum, is going to be Ulysses Claw.
Yeah.
And he is going to appear in Avengers: Age of Ultron, so I can't wait to see what he does in that movie.
Well, the next film I'm quite interested to see, right?
Yeah.
Because the next film is obviously Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
And that's July 6, 2018.
And, big shock, it's a female superhero.
Exactly, which is what I'm interested to see. I'm really...
Same here.
Yes. We've got Black Widow, and Scarlett Johansson is amazing. She's incredible in many ways.
And so hot.
I was trying to say it less. Yeah, she's an incredible actress. Like I watch Lucy and stuff. I've seen her in stuff, and I think she's brilliant as Black Widow. Simon just straight out there with she's hot.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but she really is one of the most attractive people on the planet.
Yeah. Okay. So the rumoured actresses for this, there's Ruth Wilson, Emily Blunt, Jennifer Lawrence is on there.
Yeah.
Yvonne Strahovski. I can't say her name.
Yvonne Strahovski. Yeah, I've mentioned some of these actresses before in my second comic book movie rant of talking about Miss Marvel hoping to appear in Avengers: Age of Ultron. I'm not sure what will happen, but it would be so cool to see her as a cameo.
Well, it would be. It would be pretty cool to see, because I love Chuck.
I've never seen Chuck, unfortunately.
And it would be interesting to see her in a Marvel film. But then again, I don't know what. Jennifer Lawrence would be probably pretty decent as a Marvel.
Yeah, she would be.
I mean, the thing is, there's so many great actresses on here, like Emily Blunt. They'd be pretty good.
Yeah, Emily Blunt is really a good actress as well, and I never seen. I think she did a good job in Edge of Tomorrow. You ever seen Edge of Tomorrow? No, I mean neither. I don't like.
So you think she did a good job?
No,
you sort of hearsay, because you hear these actresses.
Yeah.
Well, as much as I think The Hunger Games should be an 18 and it should be as violent as it is in the books, I think I like Jennifer Lawrence. In The Hunger Games, I love that sort of thing.
My favourite Hunger Games movie was I did read the book. I haven't read the books when the first movie came out, but I did read the books when before the second movie came out, and I loved the second movie.
Well, going on the casting that Marvel have already done, right? They've already cast quite a big star in Benedict Cumberbatch for Doctor Strange, right? It's Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it is Doctor Strange. Benedict Cumberbatch is Doctor Strange.
I'm not getting mixed up. We've just done this about 5 minutes. But yeah, Jennifer Lawrence would be a wise casting for them, because it'd be the same sort of big name. It's going to bring a lot of people in who just like Jennifer Lawrence and haven't seen the Marvel films. It's going to bring another audience to if that does get cast. But I don't know. From this list, I would like to see Yvonne Strahovski. I can't say her name. Sorry.
Yvonne Strahovski.
Yeah, Strahovski. Yeah,
She's Australian.
Yeah. So is she?
Yeah, she is.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sure she is.
Comment.
Oh yeah, she is. I did mention. Yeah, she's Australian. I did mention it in that second comic book movie rant episode.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Well, I'd like to see her there purely because I didn't want Chuck to end, and it ended.
Please, no spoilers.
Yeah, no spoilers.
I never seen Chuck.
I didn't want it to end, and I'd like to see more acting from her because she's a good actress. And yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be a really interesting film. That is one I am actually really looking forward to because I want to see what they do with it. But we're going to wait till 2018, so we've got a while.
The other movie in 2018, which is on November the 2nd, is called Inhumans. The screenwriter is Joe Robert Cole. Never heard of him. It's gonna follow from. Have you ever watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. season 2? They were the Inhumans were introduced in the second season, and in the mid-season finale, there's sort of like a great big reveal to the character Skye, and I won't say anything yet because you haven't. I won't say anything about it
because I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
I haven't watched the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because it's always been on when I'm doing something, but I do want to see it. And the Inhumans, I'm quite intrigued to see what it is because
this is sort of like maybe like Guardians of the Galaxy. Like at first you never heard of Guardians of the Galaxy, and now you never heard of the Inhumans.
It's like a new team, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. This is like something different. They're like they're more of a genetically enhanced humans, but not that are trying to hide from the everyday society. Like us. They hid in their own city. I can't remember the name of their home city. But they were, once experiments of the Kree Empire that gave them powers.
Well, yeah.
Which relates to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Which I still need to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, the good thing is we've got all these different teams, and we'll have another conversation on the day about the fact that obviously the Avengers, if it keeps going, they're not going to be the same characters that are in it now.
Oh no, in the comics. There's always a change in the team members.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing. It's like there's going to become a day, right? I put money on it that Spider-Man ends up in the Avengers. They sort out some sort of deal with licenses, and
they tried to get Spider-Man in Captain America's suit, and I'm so disappointed they didn't get him in.
Well, they'll one day the companies will just all be friends. And they'll all make. Yeah. The thing is, they're making lots of money on their own. They're all making. Yeah, the X-Men makes a lot of money. Spider-Man makes a lot of money. Marvel makes a lot of money. They don't have any need to it.
Yeah, even though they're making like a Sinister Six movie, which is a supervillain team, and also a Venom Carnage movie, which is a sort of like a supervillain anti-hero movie. I don't know.
Well, what I was trying to say is that I think. Like, we'll see characters from these Inhumans and like Guardians of the Galaxy end up in the Avengers at some point.
You know, the Avengers movie, in
the Avengers it carries on.
It does.
There's going to be a day when sadly Iron Man's not in it, and there's going to be and stuff like that, and that it'll be interesting because we'll have built up an affinity with these characters by then, because hopefully anyway, if they're good. So we Avengers won't be such a blow when we start losing these other actors, and then they might make an odd cameo and it'll be like, But obviously, this brings us on to our last film.
Oh, this is like the big build-up. Just before we talk about this is like what happened in the I don't know what the event is called, but it happened at the El Capitan Theatre last year. You see a trailer of all the clips of every movies from Phase 1 to Phase 2. And at the very end, you see all like the Infinity Gems on a gauntlet with the face of Thanos, just looking badass, and then all the Infinity Gems just shine, and then the logo comes up, Avengers: Infinity War Part 1 coming out in 2018, and Part 2 coming out in May 2019. So it seems that Captain Marvel and Inhumans is going to be in between those. Two movies, that's correct?
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see because this thing is kind of like it's rumored that the Avengers basically goes to shit, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, like in part 1, they're gonna like go up against Thanos, and then they'll probably lose, obviously.
Yeah, and I hate films that are split into 2 parts. Just saying, but I think for this it's necessary because for such a big story. Because apparently there is. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, like comic book people who really love it and stuff. But there's apparently it's massive in the comics, the Infinity War.
Oh yeah, well it's actually based. I think it's called the Infinity Gauntlet, I believe, or the Infinity War.
Well, we saw the Gauntlet in what film was it where they had it in the bit after the credits?
Oh no! Wait! I saw a glimpse of the Infinity Gauntlet in Thor's throne room when one of the ice giants tried to take that trinket of ice. No pun intended.
We saw the Gauntlet then, so it's all building up to that. And that's the thing I love about this sort of writing, where you've got different directors and you've got different screenwriters and stuff, but they're all leading up.
And we also saw some Infinity Gems in various movies, like the Tesseract in Avengers, and also that you did not know that the Loki scepter has a gem
it's
in
got
that.
a gem in it.
Yes, and the Ether appeared in For the Dark World.
Did it?
Yeah,
of
it did.
course it did.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The red flowing thing.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, so
that's 3 so far, and there's 3 more to go.
So basically, if you want to talk about mayhem, think about in these films that we've just talked about, like Thor and everything. If one of these gems has caused so much shit, like Loki caused so much trouble in the first Avengers.
Oh yeah, with the mind gem.
Yeah,
definitely.
So basically, the Infinity War is going to be massive because this is a gauntlet with all of them.
Controlled by a mad titan.
Yeah.
I'm so hyped.
It's going to be incredible. It's going to be, because I wouldn't be surprised to see everyone getting chucked into this film. There being the massive Avengers, like we'll see the Guardians, we'll see if the Inhumans have been, we'll see them getting chucked into it. We'll see.
Captain
Marvel. I would love
it. Please, I'll be so pleased if Spider-Man is in it.
That's what I'm going to say. And can you imagine if they sorted out licensing and stuff, and we saw like Wolverine coming into it, and like we got the X-Men, and they were like, oh my god, it'd be. I think people would have heart attacks in the cinema. It'd be one of those things where it'd just be great to see everyone. But it's going to be one of those big things, and it's really big. It's ambitious.
Yeah, and the one thing that disappoints me a little is that Joss Whedon is not going to be directing it. But luckily, I think the Russell brothers are going to take over the helm in directing the third Avengers movie, Avengers: Infinity War. But how do you feel about that? The same guys that did Winter Soldier, and now they're doing Captain America: Civil War, that are going to do Avengers.
Well, I enjoyed Winter Soldier. It was a good film. I've liked Joss Whedon for years. I was a kid watching like his Buffy and stuff.
I unfortunately didn't watch Buffy, but I got Firefly and I loved that series. Well, I wish that continued.
It was my mum that was into it, and I just ended up watching it with her and stuff, and I got into that, and that's what sort of got me into sci-fi in a way. Yeah. So I love Joss Whedon's writing, and I thought he directed the first 2 films brilliantly. I don't mind as long as the guys that take it do something good with it, because it's going to be a big thing. Thing is, it's going to be such a big project that it's going to be a lot of pressure, and in a way, if it's the brothers, it might be better than just Joss doing it, because it's a big thing, and as much as I think Joss Whedon could do it brilliantly, maybe the Avengers at this time, because think about it, this is in 3 years' time. They'll be filming. I don't know when they start filming. They'll probably be starting a good year and a half before.
Yeah.
So it'll be a case.
Or maybe I think they're starting. Maybe they might be starting right now.
We never know. We never know.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming they've finished the Avengers, the second one.
Oh yeah, they finished working on the second Avengers movie, which is coming up in April here in the UK, but in US May.
Yeah. So that's definitely. I'm going to probably see that on opening night. But.
I might even make a film trip. Did you not know I'm like the president of the Marvel DC Society? I would probably make a film trip out of it.
Go for it. Yeah. It's just one of those things where I do want to see it, and I think by this point they'll have had, because you're quite right. They might have already started on it, typically films don't do that. Typically, because think about it, the actresses and the actors that are in it, like there's Scarlett Johansson's doing loads, like, well, Robert Downey Jr., he doesn't do loads, but he does great stuff, you know. But so these actors, like Chris Hemsworth does stuff. Chris Evans doesn't want to act a part. He doesn't want to act unless it's with Marvel, does he, or something? I've read something like that. If that's just speculation, I'm wrong. But it was something like he'd rather go into producing or something. It was something along those lines. So it's just going to be interesting to see if they've already started working on it. But they've got to know what they're doing with it, because think about all the clues they've put in the films before. These films are all leading up to this big thing, and that's why it's so exciting, because it's going to be a massive eruption of all these films. And
it really is. It's going to be such a huge, massive event that's not going to be missed.
It is, because we'll watch these films again, and because you'll watch it. It's like when you rewatch a series, right? And you're like, oh my god, how did I miss that? Sort of thing, and it'll be amazing to see, and I'm really excited for it.
Yeah.
So if you guys are excited for it, let us know in the comments anything about these films we've talked about.
Yeah. And please like and subscribe my channel, and also comment back to my previous videos. The upcoming video I will do is going to be looking at the Infinity Gems of the past. And also the upcoming movies of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, and feel free to check out my channel. It's brand new. This is probably going to be the first video that goes up on it. I don't just talk about Marvel. I'm into gaming, anything media really, games, TV, film. I'll be chatting about that on there and having news when I can. So that's just starting. My channel is dexteritybox. You are Pinball Wizard 92, is it?
What Pinball Wizard 192. I would just like to say here that it's not Pinball Wiz 192. I know I said that at the beginning, and I'm sorry, and I know I said that in previous episodes, and I apologize. I really am sorry for making that mistake. It's Pinball Wizard, as in like Pinball Wizard. You know, the song done by one of my favorite bands, The Who. Pinball Wizard 192. There you go.
I think they'll forgive you.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so thanks for watching this video. Do all the things we just said, and have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Ciao.